Hello, 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 and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategic-minded Handelabra stream hosted by yours. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal is not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at LewDolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube is just LewDolphin, no digits. Sentinels, the Multiverse, and One Deck Dungeon are both available through Steam, iOS, and Android devices, as well as digital cardboard and ink, or analog cardboard, not digital cardboard and ink, what? Analog cardboard and ink, and dice, and cards, and whatnot. You can get more info on Sentinels at sentinels.com or One Deck Dungeon at handelabra.com/onedeckdungeondigital. Woo! Nice. Got through that. So hello, Janagro, hello, Darren2500, and welcome to our weekly Dolphins Dive stream hosted by yours truly, the Dolphin. No, we're not doing that again. All right. So this is the last stream before Christmas, which means that this is my only chance at having a Christmas-themed stream, unless I make it the week of Christmas, in which case it's a little too late, so I'm just going to do it this week if that's okay. By Christmas-themed, I don't really know what that means, but ho, 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 everybody! Right, so One Deck Dungeon we are starting with, and as usual we still have all of the same things. We had these unlocked all last week, all of the basic skills, and one focus for everyone, which is healing, except for Kalyana because she doesn't need healing. There's not really much to update on other than I have been fighting some level 3 dungeons the past week. I haven't been doing as well as I did last week where I won the dungeon, but I have started filling out the pentagons. I haven't actually done with or Fanatic, I guess, for that matter. But I did have another game with the witch. I don't know that I won, but you know, we almost already have all of the level 3 pentagons filled in. There aren't as many pentagons as there are circles and squares, but certainly getting to the dungeon, getting to the boss, let alone beating the boss, is pretty challenging. I think I've probably won twice, maybe. We could probably see if I look at my stats. These are heroes or whatever. These are the bosses. Minotaur, I think was the one we had. Also Fire Giant. I think I did Fire Giant offline. I remember tweeting about that, or sharing it to the Fire Giant, Smoldering Ruins. And the difficult thing about Smoldering Ruins is that when you explore, you exile a die. And exiling a die means that it is gone for the rest of the game. You normally start with 8 strength dice, 8 mana dice, and 8 agility dice, and 6 heroic dice. But every time you explore, you get rid of one of those. And that's permanent, so the choice you make does matter. And when you get to the second floor, hey, Migrant Pete. When you get to the second floor, you also exile a second die, so it's adding up over the course of the game. And I think I ended up at the boss with like 4 or 5 dice of each color. But the other hard part is that you finally get to this boss, and you only roll dice for half of each type of stat icon. So if you've gotten 4 strength, you only roll 2 strength dice. You have 6 mana, you only roll 3 mana dice. So it's especially challenging to get to this boss and then be able to beat him, because not only do you have very limited dice, but you still have to get 5s and 6s, and you have to get 26 total strength and 13 agility. And you can certainly sacrifice some. I think I didn't even fill up this 13 because I had enough healing to mitigate that part. I just focused on the skulls. He has 8 HP. I think I did 2 rounds, so I filled up all of the skulls. Oh yeah, because that's 2, so 1, 2, 3, 5. Do 5 damage if you fill it all up except for that upper level. Anyway, we're not here to do Smoldering Ruins, I don't think. Which of these is the most Christmassy themed? Dragon's Cave? It doesn't seem too Christmassy. Woodlands? Hydra? I could just click through this. Definitely not Phoenix. Yeti. Yep, that seems very Christmassy. If an encounter's consequences include 3 time, add a heart to them, and all strength boxes. Let's go with Yeti for the boss. Now, of these heroes, which one seems the most Christmassy? Which seems the most Halloween-y, but which one is actually Christmas? Probably one that's... I guess you could make an argument for Kaliana being the angel on the tree. I don't have much going on for her in terms of the skill, or the talent, or whatever this is. But probably one. Green and red things would probably fare well because it's, Christmas is red and green. Which seems like Slayer or Alchemist. Fanatic is also a literal angel. Fanatic loves Jesus. Yeah, you know what? We'll do Fanatic. Yeah, because Fanatic is like the literal angel. All right, so Fanatic. So we have her basic skill. Starts the game with an extra potion, and she has 1 extra health. Yeti's Cavern, we have these mana squares here. Strength is something we have to consider. Hello, missing number. And strength is massive on the backside as well. So which passive... I guess, okay, Thurindos says Steam sales. And that reminds me, I should point out something very important, which is that there is the Handelabra winter sale. And for information, you can go to handelabra.com/winter sale. I will copy and right there. Great deals on the best digital top game round now through January 2nd. Save $3 on 1 deck dungeon and over 50% on Sentinels of the Multiverse and And there's also, I think there's also like the stockings. In case you want to give it to a friend. But yeah, if you have not gotten 1 deck dungeon or Sentinels of the Multiverse or Bottom of the Ninth, you should definitely check it out. And I will try to remind you at the end of the stream, and if I'm good enough, I will remind you at least once in the middle of the stream, but we'll see. All right, so Fanatic wasn't selected, but is Lude's voice breaking up? If so, it's probably because OBS is thinking there's a noise gate. Try to, yeah, I think that just. Filters. Noise gate. Drop. Actually, that's the close threshold. That. I want to drop the open threshold. Generally, noise gates are a good idea because then you don't pick up every background noise that's going on. My voice is gong full Brady. What? Going full Brady. That should be an I. But going full Brady, I don't know what full Brady means. Is my voice sounding fine right now? I'm probably also really close to the mic, which is affecting it. But if you can't, if my voice doesn't sound right, please let me know. We'll try to get that fixed. I don't know. I dropped the noise gate setting, so it should pick up my voice a little more easily. And it certainly doesn't help when I'm looking at this screen because the mic's right here and I'm facing away from it. But yeah, the winter sale, check it out. If you're missing 1 or more of the games, then this is the time to consider getting it. And the sale is through January 2nd, so if you're thinking maybe someone will give you a Christmas gift, you could certainly wait a bit more on that. All right, so back to the topic at hand. Yeti's Cavern seems that strength is very important. So if there's a strength-oriented basic skill, that would probably be good. Force Bolt, put in X mana to gain an X strength or an X agility. That would be good, except I think we do have to worry about mana on the other side, don't we? Yeah, there's only 2 mana squares, but being able to get a consistent 5 or 6 with strength would be nice. Precision, increase another of your dice by this dice value. She does have a lot of strength. She has 2 mana, 2 agility, so True Strike, gain a 4 of any type does not really help that much. Plus it wastes a strength die. Ingenuity does not work on the boss. Double Strike, I don't know, I've had issues getting that to be useful. And then the boss doesn't have Well, actually, reduce the difficulty of each shield box by 1 will be very handy when we're on floor 3, because all strength boxes gain the icon shield, and so being able to spend 3 mana to reduce all strength boxes by 1, I think will help us in that floor. I'm going to go with Piercing Blast then. And I can only select healing, but all that does is give me an extra potion at the start of the game. And do I want to do standard or hybrid? I've yet to actually use a hybrid deck, but I think I'm just going to stick with standard. And then I could change up the healing. And I generally try to stick with like the base game, which is just healing, but maybe I want to consider one of these, increase 2 dice by 1 each. There's no resist poison, so I don't need to worry about that. Reroll all your dice of that value. Discard the encounter card, ignore all consequences. I do kind of prefer the cure passive instead of the potion itself, whatever, the healing. I think I'll go with Aid. Aid seems like the most generally useful. Fortune, rerolling can be disastrous. Alright, so we'll go with Cure and Aid. We're doing Fanatic in Yeti's Cavern on Veteran difficulty. Let's go. Alright, so Fanatic, her heroic feat. Roll any or all of your dice stored here. Store a heroic die for every 2 1s left in your pool after an encounter. You may store up to 2 dice at a time. So if we can leave 2 1s, we can get a heroic die. Of course, having 2 1s means that we had a pretty bad roll to begin with. So that kind of bites. Aegis of Resurrection is her skill. If Fanatic has at least as much damage as health, remove 3 hearts and replace the skill with Retribution, which takes 1 mana and spits out 1 strength and 3 mana. I don't know that Retribution is necessarily too good. It gives you a strength die at the expense of a mana die, and it does improve the mana die, provided that's a 1 or a 2. But certainly the more notable thing is the Aegis of Resurrection, which means that if she gets to 5 or more hearts, normally 4 because she normally starts with 4, but because of our talent, we got an extra 1. If she gets to 5 hearts, we remove 3 of them, and she gets Retribution instead. So it's a fail-safe in case you go over. Now, if you go to 8, you still die, but hey. Okay. So we'll go in this door. I don't know if anyone has a particular order they choose the doors in, but I always just go up or left. Boulder. Valor seems pretty nice. It's a free heroic die. Only for combat encounters. But I have to either run past or slow time, and I only have 2 manas and 2 agilities with no heroic backup, so I cannot do this unless I just take all the penalties. Which, if I run past, that's 4 hearts in 2 time. So I think I'm gonna flee. Fanatic is super pretty in this art style. Yeah, she is. Alright, Pit of Spikes. Climb around or jump over. This gives us an Armor Crush or a mana, which will certainly help us with the floor. Is there a way to see the other open doors? I could flee and then undo, but is there a way to see what's on the table right now? I don't think so. I have not played Smash yet. I actually briefly thought about purchasing it because I went Christmas shopping a few days ago and I saw it at GameStop and I was tempted because it was right there and I was already on a splurging mentality because of Christmas shopping. But then I remembered it's almost Christmas and it's very possible that someone in my family got it for me, so I'm going to avoid doing that. Let's see, this gives me a mana die. So I think I'm going to go for it. The scary thing is I still have to be able to roll a 4 and after that 8 total. So that's... I mean... I'm going to do that. We roll a 1, a 2, and a 1. Excellent! I can't do a thing! Oh well. we at least got the die because we rolled 2 ones. All right. I think I want the mana die. We got another peril, and it's the same one. Pit of Spikes. This time, this gives us dexterity. But I think we want to save our skill for the free heroic die. But after last time, I don't know that's a good idea. I mean, we do have this heroic feat though, Divine Balance. I mean, we can't have the same disastrous outcome twice in a roll. Yeah, twice in a roll. Climb around. And then roll this. 2. All right, we're off to a great start. And then 1, 1, 3. Hey, we did one better. I could aid to increase this to a 4, which will at least save me 1 time, and Fanatic won't take damage that way. Or I mean, she will take damage in either case. And she took an extra heart of damage because the consequences included 3 time per the rule, freezing winds. So I'm going to use aid because this will heal me right now and it will prevent 1 damage. Increase that die, and then the other one doesn't really matter as much. I only have 1 more usage of aid, and that's not going to be enough to cover this 8, but I can at least stay alive / avoid Ages of Resurrection. And I mean, I'm saving the skill for the heroic die, but I could still just take this right now. It's a dexterity, so it could be fine. I can't use that on the boulder, though. Alright, we have the Fire Elemental. Before the encounter, 1 hero loses a heart, which will actually trigger Aegis right now. But look at all this mana and agility we need. Sheesh. Yeah, we're not doing this. I've not praised RNGesus. Yeah, we're off to a bad start here. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm so used to playing with 2 players just because you level up faster with 2 at once, but we do have 2 skills we can hold on to, so I could also get Valor and Dexterity, so no reason to think I can't. We have Shadow. Spend time for each skill you use. I also don't feel too happy about this one. The 10 shield here is certainly annoying, but with dexterity we will certainly have a 6. So all we need is to make sure we get a 4 between one of the other 2 dice. The 5, I mean, we have 3 strength dice. What are the chances I'm going to roll a 5? Well, considering that all the dice I rolled to this point have been 3 or lower, that's a tall order. But I also have a 3, a 4, a 5, a 3, and a 4. Now, if I don't cover this 3 and 4, I'm actually spending the same amount of time as if I just fled. But this 3, 4, and 5 certainly gives hearts of damage. And if I don't cover this 3 or 4 and I miss one of this 3, 4, or 5, I'll take an additional heart of damage. I do have 1 aid left. Static Burst is a good skill. Yeah, I'm going to risk it because Static Burst, if I can get it, should help. And I get a 2, 2, 5 with the mana. 1, 4, 5, 5, and 1. So this spends the time, but this covers the 10 easily. And then that 5's covered, and that 5's covered. And aid will at least increase this to a 3. Unfortunately, I can cover the other 3, but I can't cover the 4. So I'm going to take a heart of damage. But we still haven't triggered the Aegis. I don't know if that's impressive or not, but we have 2 skills now, and they are both fixed number skills, which are probably the best skills. Beetle. If any armor boxes are empty, discard this instead of looting. So 3, 3, 4, 5 on the shield icons. We have no more aids. Now we do have Piercing Blast, which can reduce this to 2, 2, 3, 4. It will cost me a mana, and we only have 3 manas. So I'm gonna go for it. And we have some pretty bad mana rolls. I do have a 5. I have a 6. I don't have... Oh, I can get a second 6 here. And I can cover that 3. I cannot cover this 6. And these manas aren't going to do me anything. What I could do is throw one of them into the thing reduction. This will actually give me the 5 back. But it's not going to do any other good because nothing else is going to benefit. I don't have enough to throw into Static Burst. Unless I turn this into a heroic die. In which case I lose... Well, this wasn't being useful for anything anyway. So I get that. And now Static Burst, I can increase any of my dice by 1. So I can increase this mana to a 3. I can turn that to turn that in. So now I take 1 heart of damage, which will trigger the Aegis, but only 2 times, and I think that's the best I can do. And no armor boxes are empty, so I keep the card. Oh my god, this healing sound effect! Ah! Okay, well, we now have Retribution. Gain 1 strength and 3 mana, as long as you put 1 mana into this. Alright, so this 3 experience is better than that 2 experience, so I'm going to do that. So, I really want Valor. If I explore, we'll put 2 cards down, then time will spend, and then we'll have 0 cards in the deck, so I could descend. If I stay on this floor and I enter one of the doors, something about the encounter, blah, blah, blah. Afterwards, there will be 2 cards discarded, and once you get to the bottom of a door, if you don't know, does it show it here? I don't know where it shows it. The encounter, skills, skill and potions, effects, leveling up, descending. It doesn't actually show you the stairs card, but once the deck is empty, you can stay on the floor, but every time you would discard a card, you would put a heart token on the stairs, and whenever there's 3 heart tokens on the stairs, you remove them and you add 1 heart to your hero, 1 heart of damage. So you have to be very careful, because you could stay on the floor until you clear all the encounters, but you stay too long, you'll take more damage. So I'm just gonna go straight for the boulder. This is not going to end well, for the record, but I want this skill. This is not going to end well. It's already over. I'm dying here. This game's hard, man. Okay, yeah, that was a rough start. We're gonna try again. If I hit try again, does it throw me back into it? Yeah, it does. I was gonna say let's change our difficulty. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that again. We'll change the difficulty. We'll do the same thing, but I'm gonna change this from veteran. We'll go to novice just because I haven't done novice since like my first stream. So novice, we started experience level 2 and we have an additional potion token as though we had just leveled up. So yeah, so you have the 3 potions. We normally start with 1, and the talent for healing, whatever the focus, the healing focus, the talent, first talent, I think I'm getting those words right, gives us an additional potion token, and on Novice, we start with the additional potion. We're also on experience level 2, which means that we can have 3 items and we can have 3 skills, but the more important thing is that we start with a heroic die in each fight. Normally, you only get that if you level to level 2, and I like starting on Veteran because, like, you don't just start with it, you have to earn it. But we were having a hard time getting set up this last game, so we're just gonna, you know, we're gonna cheat. And we'll do this again. Alright, Plague Rat. So the shield is an X. X equals 4 per open door, including this one. So since this is the only open door, it's literally 4. So let's go fight him. I'm a little more willing because we have the heroic die. That gave me a 5. That's excellent. We have bad rolls otherwise. Oh man, this is a bad Christmas. I would like to save that 5 for that, but I can't afford this otherwise. But I mean, that 3's covered. I can't cover this 5. I can't cover either of those 5s, I guess. There's a lot of time being lost, though. So let's put these 2 down here. Then I have the spare 1 for whatever it's worth. That covers that 5, that 3, that 4. So that's 4 time and 1 heart, but an additional heart because of 3 time. I do have aid, though, which I don't really want to. I don't like using potions when I'm at full health, but it will help a bit because I can cover the 4 by just increasing one of those 2. I can save that 5. I can increase that to a 5. I can cover that 3. I can cover that 4. So these 2 get increased. And then I can't do anything else, but I'll spend 2 time and lose only 1 damage. So it's essentially a heal, and I save 3 time. So I'm going to do that. So there's 4, there's 5, there's 3, there's 5, there's 4. So minimal loss. We get an agility die or persistence where you spend 2 strength die to instead roll a strength and a heroic. I don't really like the skills that involve rolling because, as you can see, rolling doesn't always work to your advantage. But the thing about persistence, I mean, you're spending 2 dice to roll 2 dice. Granted, one of them is a heroic die, which is strictly stronger than a strength die. But and you could throw your 2 worst strength die in here. For instance, if you have a 1 and a 1, you can throw those in there and you'll have something that's at least better than what you had. But how often do you get a 1 and a 1? And how often do you have that where, like, you're not going to throw them into a different skill? So I'm just going to take the item because extra dice means more options. The Phantom. Immediately discard all 1s and 3s rolled. I'm not going to do that because I don't have things to mitigate dice rolls right now. And then we have the Arrow Wall. Rush Through is probably the better option. 15 total with 4 dice. Should be manageable. The skill actually can be pretty useful because it can allow you to, like, I've thought, like, why would I prevent heart damage when I could instead just cover the squares? But actually using an agility die to prevent 1 heart, or in a boss fight prevent 2 hearts, usually means you can skip covering a square. For instance, if I have, what is this, stealth, dodge? If I have this against the Yeti, why can I not flip that? I just flipped it literally a second ago. I just flipped it. Ah! I can't see it. Well, if I have that against the Yeti, I'm really bothered because I just flipped that a second ago. If I have that against the Yeti, there is a 6 agility square that costs 2 hearts if you can't cover it. If I instead have dodge, I can just use dodge instead of trying to finagle a agility 6. So I'm going to go enter. I'm going to rush through because we have 4 dice plus 8 if needed. And, well, I mean, that's pretty crap. You know, the average number that a dice will roll is 3.5, and I think I've successfully rolled like 2 or less more often. So I can't even do this with aid, so I'm just going to have to take the damage. But I will take dodge. I can also use that against Phantom to avoid having to cover the agility 5. And it doesn't even have to be agility, I can use it on other things, of course. X equals 4 per open door, including this one. So since we have the Phantom, it's 8. I do have Divine Balance. It's we had 2 1s in our pool. Shimmer Blast, 3 mana to roll a heroic die. Not as good, I think, as the one where you get a free heroic die. But we get a strength as a reward, so I'm gonna go for it. I at least have a dodge, I guess, plus my heroic feat, and since we're not doing too well, I'm gonna use it. My agilities are bad, but I at least have 1 I can throw into dodge, so I can avoid 1 of the heart squares. I could throw the 3 mana in here to reduce that difficulty by 1, but that's not going to help out too much. Let's see. The manas are covered. The agilities are difficult. I can't cover the 5 unless I use aid. If I use aid, I'd have to increase that by 1. The 3 we can cover, but I have to get that 8 covered too, which is a bit problematic considering that there's a number of things I'm trying to do here. So that 2's not doing anything. I don't know. I put that there. But we currently only have 5 for that. Ideally, I use aid to increase these by 2 so I can cover the 4 and the 5, but if I do that, I still don't have enough for this. I mean, if I ignore that 3, I have enough, so maybe I should do that, because we already have dodge. And then I can use aid to increase those 2. So I ignored the 1 heart, and then I only spend 1 time, so that's fine. Take the strength. I'm going to skip the Phantom for now. We have this guy again. Fire Elemental. Lots of mana. We still haven't found many mana things. I'm going to just flee him. The Bandit, making a heroic die, uses 3 dice, not 2. I'm gonna go for it. I do need to get 2 strength 5s, and my dice rolls have been pretty crap today. But I got 2 6s. And I'll dodge, I guess. I can cover that one. I can cover a 3. I can cover the 8s. Is there... If I use aid, I can increase this to a 3 and cover that. But that only serves to heal me and save 1 time. I'm willing to spend time to save my potion. Because there will certainly be a situation where I need to use the potion to stay alive. Cleave. Increase up to 4 of your dice by 1 each, and we do have some excess strength. So I'm going to go take Cleave. Things to mitigate bad dice rolls are the most important skills to get. The Ogre, which is one of the scariest fights because of all the strength you need to beat him. And I only have 4 strengths plus my heroic die. If I rolled all 6s, I could cover all the strength. If I rolled all 6s, I could cover the board. That's a lot of health that we could lose on that side. I'm gonna flee. We have 3 difficulty 4s on the board. I'm going to explore and get 1. Massive time waste here. But is this a better thing? This looks like a peril. And it's the rune puzzle, and destroying it, assuming that I don't roll 1s, should be simple. Well, barely enough. Good enough. Alright, persistence, I still don't find value in, so I'll just take another agility. I should be able to face the ethereal. Or not the ethereal, the phantom. Ethereal is the skill. Assuming that I don't roll 1s and 3s. Well, there's 2 of the 3s. Oh, wow, there was also a 1. Okay, well, okay, there you go. There you have it. But we do have some good numbers there. I can cover all the agilities. I can cover that. I can cover one of those. And that is good enough. I'll waste 1 time, but I think spending only 1 time against the Phantom is generally a success. Triple Strike. Spend 3 strength, gain a 5 strength, 5 agility, and 5 mana, then make one of them a 6. That is very powerful. However, it costs 3 strength. Fire Elemental does not need strength, but he does need a lot of mana. Triple Strike actually gives me 1 mana, but it costs me 3 strength. Cleave will increase up to 4 of my dice by 1 each, but that doesn't help me with more mana. But, I could explore and yeah, I'm gonna go explore. I can still do that, and I can explore one or enter one of the rooms without penalty. Because I think Fire Elemental and Ogre could end the game if I tried to do it. We have the Bear Traps. We have lots of agility. And we can get a mana potion that gives me 3 mana dice. But oh, and I'm also at my item limit. So let's enter and run through. So we can cover the 4, and then I have the 11. All right. I'm gonna go take the potion, because I will heal just by grabbing the potion, plus I'll get the potion token. So now I can descend. So now in mana fights, I could just use the mana potion to get 3 mana dice when needed. Now on floor 2, I have to also cover a 5 strength in combat fights. The beetle, we fought him previously, I think. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Well, some bad manas, or some bad agilities, but I can dodge. And I have a cleave that can increase 3 dice by 1, which can turn that into a 3. That 4 is already good. That can go there. This 3 is already good. This 6 is good. I can increase that 4, though. I have a 6 here, which is a bit of a waste. But I can cover one of those. I have... This 3 is not going to do me anything. What's Piercing Blast do? 3 mana, reduce the difficulty of each shield box by 1. And the reason I'm getting it is because in Yeti's Cavern on the 3rd floor, all strength boxes gain the shield icon, so that can help with the whole strength aspect. Reduce all strength boxes by 1. in addition to the shields. Also, hey, Nipicross. I've been trying to pronounce your name for ages, and I still haven't figured it out. I could also triple strike instead of cleave, but then I don't have that 3 covered. Well, trying to think. That will give me the mana. It will give me that'll give me the agility and the mana. And I could throw that 5 into the cleave. But then I don't have this 5 covered. Oh yeah, I could just use Piercing Blast instead of using cleave. But then I don't have that 3 covered, which if I spend these to get an heroic, I can cover that 3, I can cover that 3, I can cover... Well, that 4 is already covered. That 5, so that I can do that, that covers those. Still sort of the same issue, though. I mean, I guess this 5 is worse than this 6, so I could do triple strike to cover everything except this 6, and we have dodged, so I don't have to worry about the time. So Piercing Blast. I'll get the heroic 2. 2 the 4. Cover that one. Triple strike. I can increase one of these by 1. But that doesn't really matter because I'm going to cover the 5 instead of the 6, but I'll just increase that one. But now those are covered. I take only 1 time. So, I'm at my skill limit, I'm at my item limit. Mana's been difficult though. So I think I should switch one of the agilities for the mana. Definitely want to keep strength high because the boss, which still can't flip for some reason, the boss requires a lot of mana, or a lot of strength rather. This is the Wraith. Before the encounter, convert 1 item to experience, which sort of sucks. But if I convert the strength, I can get the strength back anyway. Haste, spend 3 mana, roll 2 agility dice. I mean, mana is hard to come by. Fanatic versus Wraith, a most unexpected fight between heroes. Indeed. Okay. Alright, my strength is awful. I can dodge, that's one thing I have going for me. Piercing Blast. I don't know that will help. I can triple strike. I most certainly should, because those strength aren't doing me anything. I don't need the agility, but if I turn that into a 6, I get a heroic 6. But that 5 covers the strength. The mana, the mana is already covered except for that 6 there, which as I said, I can convert to a heroic 6. But we want the 5, and then the 9, the 4, the 3, put that 6 there. Alright, now the unfortunate thing is I can't cover the other squares. I mean, that's certainly... I mean, normally... Normally covering the 2 hearts would be better than covering the 1 heart 1 time, but because of Yeti's Cavern rules, an encounter's consequences include 3 times, so add 1 heart to them, so it's actually worse to do that. Only there's a way I could cover that 3. Then I could cover the 5, and then it'd be a bit better. I mean, that's only 1 time. This is 2 times, so that's certainly better to have covered. And then if I cover this, 2 hearts 2 time versus 3 hearts 1 time, I think that's better. Okay. I'm gonna do that. I mean, I do have potions. Nah, I'll do that. I survived, which is the important part, and I'm gonna get my strength back. Horse wall. If I do this and I take the experience, I level up. Which gives me a potion, which heals me 1 heart. Plus I can do more skills. 5 items, 4 skills. Remember when I could see the back of this card to see what the boss looked like? Anyway. I do have a mana dice, or a mana potion. I'm gonna use it when this goes terribly because I only have 4 dice and that's not enough squares. So yeah, this is not going to be enough. I could barely cover the 4, but I'm gonna take the mana potion. And I roll a 4. And so that's a 12, but if I then use aid, that's enough. The game seems to be slowing down, which it seems to do sometimes, and I'm not sure why. Alright, Beetle again. I think he's not problematic. He gives 2 experience, so he shouldn't be too hard of an encounter, right? Yeah, this is taking a while to even load. Alright, well, we have a dodge die. Whenever I roll a 1 with agility, I always put it there. I mean, 1s are a bit more important to have 2 of because of divine balance, but I'm using most of my dice anyway, so I don't think that really matters. So, and this time my strength's good, so I don't think I want to try to use triple strike if I can avoid it. If I could cleave. We do have piercing blast. And so reducing the shield icons by 1 is enough to get this down to 2, this down. Well, I would have to then cleave afterwards, I guess. But to do that, I'd have to throw a 3 somewhere. Yeah, I think those skills are enough, although I don't have that 4 covered, though. That's a little problematic, actually. I have this 3, though. Maybe I could use this 3 there directly. On the other hand, this one's not doing me anything. Even if I try to increase it, it's not going to be good enough. Well, Cleave will certainly cover the shields. And that's like the only one that matters. I guess that's it. I'm gonna take Crushing Blow. And now, because this game's been having issues, I'm gonna quit out of One Deck Dungeon entirely, and I'm gonna restart it. We'll see if that fixes loading issues. So yeah, I did put the heroic there instead of the blue die, but yeah, putting the blue die would have been better to keep the heroic, but both are going to be used for mana purposes, so they're essentially equivalent. Yeah, it does seem to be faster now. Before the encounter, spend 3 time. Strengths, manas. No need for agility. Other than other things. Maybe we'll fix my dice too. I think I'm gonna flee and see what my other options are. Skeleton. If any boxes are empty, spend 2 time. Okay. I think I'll do that one. We do have Crushing Blow. Crushing Blow means we have a 6 guaranteed. No ones this time. Have to cover that 2 and that 4. Which that does. Cover that 5. Cover the manas. Cover the 5. Get the 6. And then use Cleave, but I'm going to use it with a heroic die. And then that's enough to cover everything. So invisibility I can use to skip an encounter, which is very powerful. This will let me get basically any skill or item that I want without having to do the encounter. I'm gonna take it. For instance, I could just use it on the Ice Elemental straight up. But let's check out the other options first. We have Plague Rat. X is 8. I'm gonna enter. Triple Strike and Crushing Blow and Cleave require a lot of strength, but they will help mitigate a lot of the issues. Fanatic versus Plague Rat is more familiar. Indeed. Alright, let's try to be more strategic now with Divine Balance. Let's keep those 1s if I can. I don't think I can, but let's try instead of just resigning ourselves immediately. I do have to cover the shield. But we do have most other squares covered right now. The exception is that 5. Which I could maybe try to do Triple Strike to accomplish. But I'd have to get rid of these. Or I could sacrifice one of these covers. I mean, I'm getting a 5, a 5, and a 5, so I could certainly throw away one of these dice, like the 3 here. We'll save the agility, because that will be used there. So we'll increase the agility by 1, that will cover that square. And then the mana will cover that square, the strength will cover that square, so this 5 will not get covered currently. Is there a better option? I mean, spending only 2 times is generally fine. You'd spend 2 time fleeing from an encounter if you were to put it off anyway, so I'm generally fine with spending 2 time. As well, as long as it's not 3. Also, I can rotate this again. Yay! I think I clicked out too fast, and that was probably what was screwing things up, was that the game was thinking something else. Yeah, we have to have a lot of strength here to deal with the Yeti. And that 24 is going to be pretty difficult, especially since all 1s are discarded. Yeah, I could use the 1s, and as I said, I could say if I keep them, I get a heroic die. So I guess the question is 2 time worth more than the heroic die? Because certainly I could just throw this 1 into triple strike, which means I can keep this 3, and then the 5 mana I get, I can use to convert to a heroic 5 with this free 6, and I can cover that square. So it becomes a non-issue if I could do that. Or could I use Cleave? Well, Cleave's not going to help with the number of dice, which is the bigger problem. Piercing Blast isn't going to help, because the issue is the number of dice. Crushing Blow isn't going to help. Crushing Blow makes a Strength 6. Hey, Example Prime. Crushing... Okay, I see what you're saying. Crushing Blow with a yellow 6 plus that, so... But I think, I mean... Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm getting the dice from. Sharky dropped from the Civ game from earlier because of PC problems, so we called it a day with you as the likely victor. Oh, man. For those of you that don't know the context, right before this stream, I was involved in a multiplayer Civ 5 game with Example Prime and 2 other players that you will not have heard of, because they're not usually Handelabra viewers. And right before I started this stream, I declared war on Sharky, and then it had the AI take over for me, and I have no idea what came as the result of that. I just thought that'd be funny. So I certainly need this, right? Because we're trying to get another agility, right? That's the big problem. Or actually, hold on. I'm seeing something here. No, this still doesn't cover the 5. I can certainly use this heroic 4 to get a strength 6 that with this mana 6 thrown in there gives me a heroic 6 that I can throw into that shield, but that still doesn't help the 5. We can certainly do it if I use the 1s. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way I can keep the ones for the heroic feat, but it doesn't seem like there's a way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say we'll do that. So, and then it would be a bit better to then throw that one away because I don't need that one. But then I have the 5/5/5, increase the agility to the 6. So then the 3, the 5, the 5, the 3, the 4, the 5, and then I get the 5. Done. Alright. I'm at my skill limit. Flame Weave is a means of mitigating a low mana roll. But I've been using all the other skills, so I'm just going to take the die. Let's check this door before I consider the Ice Elemental. It is the locked door, which we can bash open. None of these skills work in peril encounters, though. We do have 5 dice. I'm gonna enter. I could just pick the lock, though. That would lower the threshold a little bit. Yeah. Because if I fail it, I will spend a lot of time. So a 4 and a 5. I get a 4. 8 isn't going to be enough to boost it unless I use this on a 5 and I boost one of those to the 4. But can I at least cover the 8? The answer is no. Okay, so then I'm taking 3 hearts in 5 time, which is a lot. If I can just increase one of these by 1, we'll lose 4 of the times in 1 heart, and that will reduce it down to 1 heart of damage. So that's essentially the potion being used there. So I'll take, I mean, let me take this out just for reasons. If I want to use another aid, I can increase that to a 4, but then I certainly will not cover that up at all. So that's what we'll do. 1 heart 1 time. And then I'll take, yeah, I think I want this strength die. Lots of strength required for the boss and lots of strength for my skills I have. I'm going to stay on the floor, and I think I'm going to go after the Ice Elemental. I could use invisibility just to pass it, and I'll heal from that. And oh yeah, before the encounter, spend 3 time, yeah. Whereas I spend 2 time here, but yeah, the issue is that, in addition to everything else, so. I won! Okay, I'm going to change a agility to an agility heart. We have no more potions. But now we're on floor 3, so biting cold triggers, all strength boxes gain the shield icon, which means that Piercing Blast might come in real handy now. Or we face this guy first, who discards all 1s and 3s. Steady Hands isn't as good because it's only good for perils. There's the other one that I think it was called Vigor, where you get the heroic die for combat encounters. That's better. But I don't like this fight right now. Discard all 1s and 3s plus, you know, super shield icons everywhere. I'm going to ignore that now. And then we have the Shadow. Spend time for each skill you use. That's fine. That potion is actually really good. I don't have enough potions left, but I can take the potion and get the potion token, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Lots of ones there. Those are the ones. But Piercing Blast reduces all of the shields by 1. I'm spending time, but I think that's worth it. Could spend one of these to get a 6. That will cost me time. Oh, I do have these 6s. I missed those. We have that shield up there too, which I can cover with those. I can cover the bigger combats with the 6. Smaller combat with the 2. We do have a number of squares left to cover though, so I am gonna have to give up some things. Which that does that. Currently lots of consequences here. I think I want to use Triple Strike. So I can just throw the 6 in there because I don't need strength otherwise. And then it doesn't matter whether these are 5s or 6s. But the strength doesn't need to be a 5. The agility is not going to matter at all. Yeah. I don't know that matters. Cover that, cover that. Cover one of those. It does give me more dice, right? This gives me a 3. And now I take no hearts of damage. Which is fine. Alright. It's slowing down again, I think. Take the potion. Okay, there, Valor. That's the one I want. Now, do I want to just do the encounter, or do I want to just invisibility past it to get Valor? I mean, I know I'm at my skill limit, but I mean, Valor, free heroic die, including bosses. If I run past, I have 4 dice plus the supply, or the heroic, that's 5 dice. 2 of those cover those, and then that. Yeah, well, invisibility. Just to get it. And what am I going to replace? Dodge. That extra heroic might help, or not having dodge might hurt. Remains to be seen. This is the same situation as last time. I'm just gonna flee. I think at this point we're just gonna go straight to the boss. I don't know we're gonna get enough experience to get to level 4. It's possible. This is the same encounter as previously. Spend time for each skill you use. Yeah. Hey Dragon, how am I doing today? I'm doing just fine, although my dice rolls have been pretty bad. This might be workable. Cover the 10. Oh, I need another one for that. Shoot. Well, can save those. 5, 5, 3, 3, 5. Okay. Decision time. And certainly I'm throwing a bunch of dice everywhere. But like, alright, Crushing Blow gives me a 6, which means I can save that 5. Or, well, I can get the Heroic 5 back, which then can be used somewhere. And then I have a 3 here, right. Valor might give me a 3 or higher, but it will cost the time, which is equivalent to just having those uncovered. Triple Strike will cost me... I mean, I can take whatever strength I need, plus that one. Let's get these uncovered again. Like, I can use that. Plus these to do Triple Strike. And then the strength I get will cover that. The mana I get covers that. Oh, actually, I'd probably prefer this because then the 3 that I have, or the agility die I get will cover that. It will cost 1 time, but instead I won't have to. I will gain 2 time here, so it's a net gain. And then recover those. And then get the Heroic 3. And I'm done. Yeah, this is slow. Alright, let's try to get to level 4. We have not triggered the Aegis yet. But I have a lot of health to play with. This is 3, so that's enough. If I climb around, I will take an immediate heart of damage, but I have way more strength dice, and that's a much lighter requirement. So I'm gonna go do that. Plus, when I level up, I'll heal it back immediately, so... Because I'll gain a potion token, which will heal my heart of damage. And a bad roll. I can't aid, I can't increase dice. But I can at least cover these. Which, I'm going to take more damage than I wanted, but I will level up. Okay. Now we're going to descend. We're at level 4. We have 2 heroic dice. We have Valor, so we have 3. All 1s are immediately discarded, remember. But Triple Strike will help tremendously with this fight. Crushing Blow could help. I just have to have enough strengths. No 1s. Perfect. Still no 1s. Alright, anything that's a 6 should cover their respective squares. I mean, we still have to deal with that shield, but any 6 we have has to cover respective squares. That's the priority. 5s should cover them. So, and we do have Triple Strike that we can use to get 5s. which all the 5s are covered essentially except for the mana, so I do want a triple strike for surezies. And since all the 6s are covered, I want to increase the strength because it's very important we get that 24 covered. We do have Crushing Blow, but before I put that there, well, yeah, even if I convert agilities and manas, that 3's the worst. So, there. Now, I have to cover that 4, I have to cover that 5. We can already do that. Yeah, this round's super overkill. We had an excellent roll. That was not correct, though. What did I do? Oh. I have that in the wrong order. Okay, there we go. He takes 4 damage, we take 0 damage, and I just have to do 2 damage to him without taking too much damage. We do have the Aegis. Alright, now for this round where I roll 10 1s. You ready for this? There's 1 1, there's 2 1s, there's 3 1s. And that was laggy. Yeah, we don't have any 6s this time. So this one's definitely more challenging. But I just have to do 2 hearts of damage, or do 2 damage to him and survive, which my Aegis will keep me alive, plus I have a potion, which I should probably use before, because I don't know that it will immediately. And I also have heroism, which I've not used. I forgot I had heroism. Now, I should use Valor first before I do anything else. That was very exciting. All right, now that Valor is done, the 24 absolutely has to be covered, bar none, because without that, I can't cover any other square. So, getting Crushing Blow, and that 2 is certainly worse than any other option we have to get that 6. Cleave I could use to increase 4 dice by 1, using that on all of the strengths, using a Heroic 3, plus this one here. Is that enough? Where does this put me? It's more than enough. So I just have to increase 2 of those. And then I need to try to cover another skull icon. Ideally, I triple strike, though. Triple strike might, in fact, be better. Well, no, because I have to make sure I cover that 24, and I'm losing that. If I get a Heroic 3, I can cover that 4. So let's try that. Oh, but then I still have a leftover one. Well, let's just do this. I can undo it because I haven't rolled or gained new information. I take 10 hearts of damage. That puts me at 12. I recover 3 of those. I'm at 9, so I'm dying. Oh, no, hold on. Take 8 hearts of damage. Puts me at 10. Recover 3. I'm at 7. I'm dying. So we're going to undo for a bit. Triple strike costs a lot. And since I'm barely covering the 24, I don't know that I can gain... Oh, I do still have heroism, by the way. Also, these reorganize themselves. They alphabetize themselves when I use undo. That's interesting. Can I reorder these myself? No, I can't. It just did it on its own. All right, well. Right, so we do have heroism. Let's keep that in mind. Because that might actually be just what I need. This changes 2 dice. Yeah, so the problem was I didn't have enough with that, so I had to increase things. Use the 2 here to make 2 heroic dice, and then use triple strike. See, the issue is all the skulls are strengths, and yeah, I think so. All right. So that was what? We were at 21. Using cleave is a +1 on these. And we were going to try to use that there. If I increase this by 1. Then these aren't doing anything, but then I could use cleave on that. So, I need to boost this. And then where does this put me? Yeah, I need to boost 3 of these. This is probably the same exact thing I was doing before. But I still have I haven't used heroism though. But it takes 6 damage, I'm at 8, I regain 3, I'm at 5, and I'll survive. Right? Theoretically, is that true? This works, right? This isn't... Yeah, it should not work against the boss. So... Yeah, I could use a potion. Invisibility does not do me anything. I could use a mana potion and try to roll a 6. Or at least 2 5s. Because re-rolling anything I have out here isn't gonna help. Or not re-rolling, changing to 6 anything I have here is not going to change much. Because I would have a 4 left over, and that 4 is not doing me any good. How goes the diving or the dolphining? Alright, we're using mana. We're possibly surviving this. Well, that did mean nothing. Plus the 1 got discarded. I can use Piercing Blast, I guess. That's something. Maybe. Not really. And now I can't undo because I rolled, so. Alright, theoretically, Fanatic survives. Let's see if that actually happens. Okay, it did happen. And we did it. We beat the boss. We defeated the Yeti. Achievement unlocked, defeat the Yeti. So I guess that's the first time I beat the Yeti, as evidenced by my record of 1 to 4. Now I think technically one of those 4s was the one that I quit after I hit try again because I wanted to change the difficulty. So it's a little off. But we did technically win. We rolled 23 6s and 31 1s and 42s, so clearly the dice are loaded. And yes, we took 16 damage. That's quite a bit. But we did get 8 squares. And I can use these immediately on first aid and recovery. So now if I use Fanatic in the future with the healing talent, she will, or I guess the healing focus. I guess these are talents and then healing is the focus. The first aid talent, when you use a potion, heal 1 damage. So that seems to be in addition to the Forest of Shadows heal rules. And recovery, when you descend, heal 1 damage. So damage is a little less worrisome. We can heal up more. 2 remaining check marks that are squares. I'm going to probably throw it into crafty to try to start filling that up. Having 1 extra skill or item can be important. But we certainly have to get 3 more circles, 2 more squares, and 4 more pentagons to do that. And throwing in grit doesn't seem too helpful. And putting it as circles doesn't help either. Somehow I won. Somehow, some way. Okay, wow, it's 8:30. Jeez. Okay. Time for the next part of this stream. Which I was supposed to have started this earlier. Supposed meaning and planning on. I was planning on starting this earlier. But as most people know, I am primarily a Sentinels of the Multiverse streamer. So, Nightbot is in here, right? And theoretically, well, I'll just do it from the dashboard because yeah, it's colon the video game, which I was going to miss. Okay, so welcome to Sentinels of the Multiverse with Dolphin. We're continuing the Christmas theme. Yes, that was supposed to be Christmas themed one deck dungeon. That was the best I could muster. It goes without saying that you can't have Christmas without Santa Guise. So Santa Guise is here. And I think the dungeon, or the dungeon, now I'm in one deck dungeon terms, the environment that probably seems most Christmassy, feel free to correct me, is Temple of Julong because it's at least snowy. There's nothing else that really screams Christmas too much, I think. Maybe you could look at Megalopolis and say that those police sirens are actually Christmas lights. Maybe you could say, like, I don't know, Dokthorath Capital because Civil War evokes Santa imagery for some reason. I don't know. And because it's Christmas, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't play with a kid here. Go to Insula Permalis and have Australian Christmas. Alright, so we have the Dreamer, we have Santa Guise, we have Temple of Julong. What are some other... Alright, Void Guard Idealist, there we go. What are some other heroes that would love the spirit of Christmas? Fanatic, because angels? I mean, we might as well stick with that. She was in the first game. Outside of the city environments that are evil and I hate them, there's not really a good Christmas environment. This is the new running gag, is evil and I hate them. We're not going to play Megalopolis because it's evil and I hate it. Absolute Zero generates snow. Alright, works for me. Is there a 5th hero that we should consider putting out? Actually, against the Dreamer, I would be happier to play with fewer heroes. So we're doing Santa Guise. Should we do base Idealist or Super Sentai Idealist? I can sort of see this as being imagery. I guess it's just the collector artwork, but that's her toy. And we're gonna do that. Let's see, the variants of Fanatic. Let's do Prime Warden's Fanatic because she can give people the power of powers for Christmas or something. And an Absolute Zero. Termination Absolute Zero is probably not a good idea against the Dreamer. Let's go with Elemental Wrath because that is very cold. So, and I'm just going to play on standard difficulty because if we want Santa Guise to have any, like, reasonable use, I'm going to leave it as Santa Guise. Dreamer, or as standard. Dreamer versus Santa Guise, Super Sentai Idealist, Prime Warden's Fanatic, and Elemental Wrath Absolute Zero in the Temple of Julong. Ho, ho, ho! I've got presents for everyone! Some of the presents are punches! Alright, Santa Guise is starting with 2 gimmicky characters. Look what I found, and where did I leave that? Super Sentai Idealist has Board Now, Conceptualize, Sound Beating, and Vivid Thoughts. Prime Warden's Fanatic has Brutal Censure, Consecrated Ground, Prayer of Desperation, and Smite the Transgressor. And Elemental Wrath Absolute Zero has 2 Coolant Blasts, a Field Freeze, and Null Point Calibration Unit. Dreamer is starting with the Treacherous Ape. Dark Hero, uh-oh. Well, this might be a short Christmas. Illusory Demon, and Whippocorn. And she brings out the Macabre Spectre. So +1 there, and then +1 there. Absolute Zero cannot deal damage. And then damage, and then damage, and then damage, and then damage. Wonderful. And then damage. So, I can take out the Treacherous Ape with what I found. That will mitigate some, but not all of the damage. Merry Christmas, everyone. I've saved some, but not all of the damage. I put the top card of the Dreamer's deck face down in her play area. Let's give the girl some presents, shall we? Okay. Macabre Spectre is the next goal because that is 3 damage to everyone. Dark Hero is normally a priority, but I mean, there's a lot of big damage spreads. Vivid Thoughts. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Put any revealed concepts and fragments into play. Put the other revealed cards in your hand. Sound Beating. 3 damage, but that's not enough to take out the Macabre Spectre. Even with the base power. Search your deck for a concept and put it into play, and then put this card under a concept in play. I mean, the only one that might help would be Karate Robots. But that's 2 and 2, which is not enough. Flying Stabby Knives would just do 2 damage, but that's not too good. I'm going to do Vivid Thoughts and hope to get something exciting. We have Conceptualize, Making Things Up, and Hedgy Hogs. So I'm now going to use Conceptualize. And none of these things are under her tree, by the way. But I think with the Karate Robot now, Karate Robot would be enough to take out the Macabre Spectre. And then Hedgy Hogs, Macabre Spectre is going down anyway, so I don't need to Hedgy Hogs it. But I can start whittling down the Whippocorn. Now Karate Robots! I would use base power if it would take out the Macabre Spectre, because her base power actually can build up really big. Alright. Yeah, her base power says move a concept from in play and any cards under it to under this card. The Idealist deals 1 target X energy damage, where X equals the number of cards under this card. Destroy a card under this card. So you only destroy 1 of the cards under this card, but you can keep putting concepts and cards under it, under this card. So you can really build up her base power a lot. Okay, let's Brutal Censure. Yeah, let's do the Dark Hero now that it's that. We would have played Undaunted, but now I'm not. Base power, 3 damage. We play Holy Nova. Well, unfortunately, that hits the Dreamer. Thank goodness we're not playing Challenge, because the game would be over. A +20 Voltron Idealist. Oh, man. Okay, Idealist would not be able to do any damage now, right? Because Karate Robot would do 1 and 1, which is 0. Absolute Zero cannot deal damage. So Guise is putting more presents under the tree. Ho ho ho! And a bottle of rum. So how many presents should we put under the tree before we give up? Alright, we cannot deal damage, so I'll just put out the null point. Get on board module. Base power would not do anything because I can't deal damage. Mysterious Ceremonies. Excellent. At the end of the environment turn, 1 player may either draw 3 cards or play 1 card. Who would benefit the most from that? I mean, is there a way we can get rid of a projection in this way? Santa Guise has no damage dealing. Idealist has some things. Draw 3, discard 2, play any number of concepts, play a fragment. Well, let's try that. Maybe we'll get something exciting. I mean, it might seem like I'm just making things up, but really, I have a plan here. Focusing Tiara. Sound beating. Making things up. No concepts. Oh, we had giant floaty hand. Never mind, we're fine. I want to keep focusing Tiara. Board now I'm not going to use. And I think I'm going to ditch making things up. Play giant floaty head. Play a fragment. Let's do sound beating. And we'll try to hit that dark hero. Now move this under karate robot. Alright, so now Idealist, or no, absolute zero cannot deal damage again. This is the world's worst Christmas right here. Okay. Chances are good that we'll discard a target, although if I discard... Well, if I discard a Shinobi Assassin, it will enter play instead and it'll hit the Dark Hero. So I'm going to do gimmicky character. Templo Zhulong. Nope. Instead, we discarded Apprentice Poisoner, so we'll at least regain 1. The Dreamer, we discarded Grotesque Arachnoid, so we will regain 2. So that's good. Then I can play a card. I actually really want to try to discard the Shinobi Assassin because then I could retcon it, which will then put it back, like put it on top of a deck, and then I could put that card under a tree. I want to do that. Nope. Instead, we discarded Master of the Temple. Okay, well, what's in my trash? Best card ever. All right. Where did I leave that? Gives me a retcon. And a where did I leave that? And I did not get what I was looking for, which was best card ever. So I will take best card ever. And then presents. Yeah, I'm that guy. Focusing Tiara. At the start of your turn, you may either draw a card or put a card from your hand under a concept in play. Whenever you use a power, afterwards you may put a card from your trash under a concept in play. Okay. I think that's what I want to use. Or I could use Sound Beating, which will take out the Dark Hero, and then put it under Karate Robot. I could then take out the Whipcorn. Yeah, that seems better. Now Absolute Zero can deal damage the next round. Uh-oh. 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 Monster of Id is out, everyone! Don't panic! I actually like Monster of Id, TBH. I don't have one of the things that will help mitigate Monster of Id, which is Strange Super Ego, but I do have the Focusing Tiara, so I'll at least be able to ensure there is a card under a concept in play. Alright, now, Aegis, I guess, because we're certainly taking lots of damage. End of Days. Actually, that's really good, because we can destroy the Illusory Demon last. We'll destroy the Grotesque Arachnoid. We'll destroy the Illusory Demon. The Illusory Demon destroys one hero ongoing card. That card is End of Days, so I actually don't have to worry about taking out the rest. It will just happen. So who wants to use a power? Guys, we'll put more presents under the tree. Okay. Can't deal damage, so onboard module, and I'll take in isothermic. There were 2 null points in my deck, which means one of them is in fact under the tree. But I'll put out isothermic. Yeah, Santa Guise presence will be destroyed by End of Days. However, End of Days will get destroyed by the illusory demons, so I don't have to worry. Mysterious ceremonies revealed true form. So that was a target, so it is discarded, so I don't have to worry about that one, but I can take out the rest. I could actually cheat right now. I could destroy all the cards and see what were the presents, and then I could undo, but I'm not going to do that. Grotesque Arachnoid. I could also destroy Monster of Id. Monster of Id is a difficult card to get rid of because it's not an ongoing card, unlike the other concepts. So it's unaffected by things like Devastating Aurora or Dreamer's Flip, because on her flip she destroys 4 hero ongoing cards. So it's unaffected by those. Now she is destroying 4 hero ongoings, and we only have the 2 which are both concepts. So as I said, it would be easy to mitigate Monster of Id with Focusing Tiara, but I can't put out Focusing Tiara and a concept. Oh no, I could do Focusing Tiara now and then conceptualize, because I have Mysterious Ceremonies. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. I'm going to leave Monster of Id out because I think damage dealing is important. Plus Santa Guise could flip presents. Yeah, so End of Days is destroyed. Shinobi Assassin. That is bad time for a Shinobi Assassin. Jeez. I wanted you, but not now. Alright, yeah, so Void Guard Idealist, play. Not an ongoing because it'll get destroyed, but a Focusing Tiara. Now Dreamer flips. Congratulations, we've finished the first half of the fight. Tooth Fairy. Damage dealing. And then 2 card plays, which are Granite Oni and Violent Nightmares, which reveals 2 projections, which are Dark Hero and Tooth Fairy. Now this is dangerous because both Tooth Fairies are going to go after the Idealists. And we have Dark Hero to screw things up even more. Prayer of Desperation is going to be nice. Don't need 2 Coolant Blasts. Poor Idealist. Granite Oni at least takes out the Assassin, and I can actually utilize it. Put that on Guise's deck, and then we're discarding again. I'm going to keep Best Card Ever, of course. Yeah, Guise is going to play Best Card Ever. He's going to try to draw the Shinobi Assassin. Instead, it will go after the Tooth Fairy. Which is fine. Divine Sacrifice I'm not going to use. I could use it to sacrifice Fanatic. Have redirect all of Dreamer's damage to Fanatic, I guess. But I don't want to do that. Okay. Oh no! The Shinobi Assassin! Super Ultra Kawaii, Total Beefcake. Okay, and now, deal 1 target 2 melee, that will take out the Tooth Fairy. Better to take out the Dark Hero, but I can at least take out the Tooth Fairy. And Total Beefcake is a little dangerous, because that will redirect damage to the Dreamer. But we could probably keep the Granite Oni in play.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
And now let's flip all of Idealist presents because you lost everything. Vivid Thoughts. All right, 3 cards. We got Edgy Hogs. Hit Dark Hero. Monster of Id's helping here. Tooth Fairy. Monster of Id takes it. Spark of Inspiration deals each non-hero target. I don't like that one. Dreamer, no! This was a bad inspiration. Bad inspiration. And then flying stabby knives. Okay. And then giant floaty head. Those were your presents. At the start of your turn, either draw a card or move a card from hand under a concept in play. Well... Alright, we're done. We're definitely going to Strange Super Ego to mitigate the monster vid some more. We're not playing Spark of Inspiration, though. So I'm going to put that under a concept in play. Yes, it is definitely scary. And so we have to utilize the Granite Oni to save the Dreamer. She's also in danger of Guise total beefcaking, which was admittedly my fault. I should not have played that card. I'm not going to undo, though, because that defeats the spirit of Christmas. If I unwind, then Santa wins. So flying stabby knives will take out Dark Hero, and then I could use it on yeah, so we'll put this under flying stabby knives. And then I'll Strange Super Ego. Now I could use flying stabby knives. So let's see. At the end of your turn, either move a card from under a concept in play to under another concept in play, or destroy one concept in play with no cards under it. Then you may draw a card or use a power, plus the power here, play a fragment. So I can use that to keep the monster evaded from taking too many cards. So, destroy flying stabby knives, or cards under flying stabby, Dark Hero, and then Granite Oni. Can you use giant floaty head to destroy Beefcake, or does it only work on it? I can use it. If I put a card underneath it, I can destroy an ongoing. So yes. I can actually do that at the end of my turn, so actually that's a consideration. Because I'm definitely concerned about that Beefcake. Alright, afterwards, put a card from your trash under a concept in play. So, Strange Super Ego, because it's already in play. We'll put that under Giant Floaty Head. And then Monster of Id takes it. And then Strange Super Ego says, let's take Strange Super Ego and put that under Giant Floaty Head. And then I'll use Giant Floaty Head. You draw Sound Beating and Bright Idea. And then I could then destroy the total Beefcake. Sorry, guys. And then I'll put Giant Floaty Head under Giant Floaty Head. Okay. I could also consecrate a ground, I guess. That was something I could have considered. I think I'm just going to Prayer of Desperation because that will give me 4 cards. And my base power hurts me. And I'm low. I do have the Aegis, but I'm also low. And if I had played the top card on my deck, I would have played Divine Sacrifice. Oh my gosh, Absolute Zero, you actually have a turn. Whoa! In my trash is a Cryo Chamber. I'm gonna get it, because then I will heal 2 damage. And now base power will put Granite Oni down to 1. So there's at least one target out there that is tied with Dreamer. Resurrection Ritual. Interesting. What does Dreamer say? Whenever a projection card is destroyed, whenever a non-character card villain target is destroyed. So there's 2 competing things. But I think we can choose the order of operations, because we certainly want to make sure projections go underneath the Dreamer. So we need to make sure that we order it in such a way that the projection ends up under the Dreamer. All right, who wants to play a card? Not Guise. Well, I'll tell you what I'm trying to think about right now. I want to start getting cards underneath the head. Although Idealist isn't necessarily going to last that long, but she can one-shot projections if she has a head formed. So I want to start building that. So I want to get, like, I'm putting cards under Giant Floaty Head because I want to put Giant Floaty Head and cards underneath it, underneath this card, and then she deals damage based on that. So I want to build up that. Vivid Thoughts, reveal top 3 cards, put concepts and fragments in play, the other in your hand. Sound Beating, deals damage, put under your hand. I don't want... What was Spark of Inspiration? It's a fragment. If I put that in play, then she hits the Dreamer again. And there's one more. So I don't really want to do that. Bright Idea, draw a card, put a concept from your trash into play, put the top card of your deck under that concept, put this card under a concept in play. And the concept's in my trash, Karate Robot. So I get Karate Robot back, and I could put that underneath. I mean, Karate Robot's also good by itself, so I could just do that. Fanatic has Chastise, which stops Ground Oni from dealing damage. The thing is, though, that this isn't actually hitting us, it's hitting the Shinobi Assassin, interestingly. Absolute Zero has Thermal Shockwave, but he could play that on his turn, and he will almost certainly play that on his turn. Smite the Transgressor will let Fanatic use a power, but I don't really want to deal damage, and I don't want to Final Dive, and I don't want to do a bunch of things. So I guess I'm just going to do Bright Idea. Get bored now. Karate Robot returns. Top card of my deck goes under a concept in play. What is that card? I have no idea. We'll just put that under Giant Floaty Head. All right, Whippocorn. You know who would be nice to have? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, and Dreamer's taking out the Shinobi Assassin, so never mind. I guess I'm not doing the thing I thought I was doing. Guys. Cav Spectre. Illusory Demon. So that goes after the Idealist. Santa Guise cannot deal damage, but that's okay because he actually was not dealing damage. And okay. Damage. Who's considered to have the highest? I'm going to say Guise. Ho ho. See, that sign says ho ho ho, but it really should have said ho ho no. Oh yeah, I have say cheese. Well, oh well. All I want for Christmas is like a gallon of blood. Oh my gosh. Guys, jeez. Fanatic's dangerous because she could like play Holy Nova. She did that already. I'm gonna flip Absolute Zero. You get Thermal Shockwave. Alright, I guess we have the Thermal Shockwave. We have onboard module installation, draw a card, and then put something in my hand. I guess the Isothermic. I could play a card. I don't like any of these cards. Glacial Structure, I guess. And then Field Freeze. Ugh. I don't want to do that because this will hit the Dreamer. And it doesn't serve any purpose to do that. So I'm going to skip that. Do 0 damage. And then, oh my gosh, a null point calibration unit. I had no idea. Yes. I can use this to take out the Spectre. Or it will take out the Idealist. Just kidding. I will not draw that card. I forgot that she was at 1. Jeez Louise. Idealist? No. Okay. Put a card from hand under a concept in play. You know, I was trying to power up Karate Robot, but that's not happening now, so... Or I was trying to power up base power, but that's not going to happen even if I go directly for it. So instead, let's see, put board now underneath Karate Robot. Still not going to do Vivid Thoughts, but Sound Beating will take out the Spectre. Oh, right, we have a +1. I forgot about that. I'll take out the Granite Oni. This guy's being a noir detective. Let's see. If I hit the Dreamer first, it goes there, and then it's no longer in place, or it's no longer doing the thing. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Then Karate Robot takes out the Whippocorn. Actually, geez, that's a lot of damage. Oh, right, because it's +1. I forgot about that. So actually, I'm going to try to... It's not going to matter at all, but... I already have enough cards underneath Karate Robot. So let's put this instead under Karate... Under Giant Floaty Head. And then Karate Robot, the Whippocorn. And you're not going to survive. But we could try to do something. I have better punching. Doesn't matter. But we'll move a card under Monster of Id. Put that back under Giant Floaty Head. Draw a card to use a power. I will use a power. I will use my base power. I will form the head. Super overpower kill, but the Crab Spectre is worse than Illusory Demon. And then let's destroy Concept because I can get it back. And then I'll move a card from trash under Concept in play. So, board now. Under Karate Robot. Okay. I'm tempted to Divine Sacrifice the Dreamer. This will put her at 2, which is dangerous. We can redirect environment damage, though. And if I Divine Sacrifice the Dreamer, there's a chance that Idealist can survive. On the other hand, if I sacrifice Idealist, her flip side becomes power, play the top card of a hero deck, destroy an environment card, so... I don't know. I could also, well, if I use my base power, that's... I could Chastise the Demon. That will stop the damage. It's not gonna... The damage from the demon is not really an issue, though. I'll just Chastise the Demon. I'm still scared of card plays, though, so I'm gonna skip. I would have played Sacrosanct Martyr, but like I don't really have a reason to do anything here. Sub-Zero Atmosphere. She will start her turn with the damage dealing and play 2 cards. And then the end of turn effects happen, and then she plays a card. Absolute Zero should survive, so I can at least make sure that the last card play doesn't trigger an effect. Sub-Zero Atmosphere is certainly a card that's difficult to use well, but generally, like, my general rule is don't play this against the villain that has an end-of-turn card play because it doesn't help that at all. But I'm breaking my rule here because the ongoing card here should be safe. And Absolute Zero should survive, which should mean, like, there's a lot of shoulds here, but... Oh, Dreamer's lowest. Oh, no, not Dreamer's lowest. No, the environment... I was worried about the environment, but the environment we can redirect, so I shouldn't worry about the environment. Yeah, no, so the Sub-Zero Atmosphere... Sorry, I had two trains of thoughts. Two trains of thought, singular, I guess. Sub-Zero Atmosphere... So, the thing that says end of this villain turn now says at the start of the villain turn, the Dreamer deals each non-villain target 2 psychic damage, then the top 2 cards of the villain deck are played. So she's going to play the top 2 cards, then these things that have end of turn effects will also happen at the start of the turn, so they happen immediately. But then she has her play phase, so she plays a card, and then her end of turn doesn't happen because it already happened. The danger is if Sub-Zero Atmosphere gets destroyed in the middle of the turn, then the end of turn actions repeat themselves. But that only happens if Absolute Zero gets destroyed in this instance, because she does not have immediate ongoing destruction. And Absolute Zero should survive, especially if I use Thermal Shockwave to hit myself, because I'll heal. And then I can't hit the demon because I chastised it. I don't want to hit the Dreamer because that's bad. I could hit Fanatic. But I'll skip, and then I'll not take damage. But I healed a total of 2 damage, or 2 HP, so it's something. Mysterious Ceremonies, that's scary, and then Shinobi Assassin, which goes after the Idealist. And then the card play, that was that start of turn. Rites of Revival. Oh, hey! Idealist! Idealist, we can save you! Oh, it's a Christmas miracle! We have to discard 6 cards for that. And Fanatic has a lot of cards that she's probably not going to play. And Guise has a lot of cards that he's not going to play. And Absolute Zero has a lot of cards that he can't really play. So Absolute Zero is going to draw 3 cards first. Onboard Module Installation, Focused Apertures, and Horfire. Those are great cards. I think I'm going to get Absolute Zero set up. Absolute Zero is going to play a Focused... No, he's going to play an Onboard Module because draw a card first. You get Focused Apertures. Then you can get whatever you want. I think I already have an Isothermic. Oh, I have both in my hand. Okay, so I'll just take whichever one. And then I'll play Focused Apertures. And now I get Horfire on my next turn. And now I can save the Idealist! Oh my gosh! She's not dead! She's going back, guys! Fanatic is going to discard... Final Dive could be cool. Divine Sacrifice, get rid of. Sacrosanct Martyr, get rid of... Smite the Transgressor. At most, you're going to play Final Dive. Like, the game's going to end on the next turn. Next round, rather. But I'll keep the Consecrated Ground in case I want to destroy Chastise. Oh, no, I can destroy Chastise. All right, I'll discard Consecrated Ground. And then Guise is like, hey, guys, I don't have 4 more cards in my hands. I'm going to discard Super Ultra Kawaii. And... oh, my gosh, Idealist is back, guys! Alright, and then we get Violent Nightmares, which gives me 2 projections. They are Granite Oni and Macabre Spectre. And then the Dreamer plays another card. This is the second of the 2. She plays Whippicorn. Granite Oni hits Shinobi Assassin. I'm going to put this on Absolute Zero this time. It's a Christmas miracle. Put this on Absolute Zero. And then damage. And then Fanatic is gone. Oh no, another Christmas miracle, the Aegis of Resurrection. Who's considered to have the highest HP? Well, I mean, Final Dive is going to be exciting and all, but Absolute Zero is cooler. Now she plays a card. That card is Violent Nightmares. Oh no, she's getting more projections. She has a Dark Hero. And she has a Grotesque Arachnoid. Oh no! But they don't do anything because of Sub-Zero Atmosphere, so that was useful. If we had instead not played Sub-Zero Atmosphere, what would have happened, her play phase would have been... What did she do? Yeah, her play phase, she would have played Violent Nightmares, which got the Granite Oni and the Macabre Spectre. Then she would have dealt each non-villain target 2 psychic damage. And then she would have played the top 2 cards, which would have been Whippicorn, and then the Violent Nightmares that gets Dark Hero and Grotesque Arachnoid, which then the Granite Oni would then take out the Shinobi Assassin. Macabre Spectre would deal each non-villain target 3 damage. Whippicorn would do damage. The Grotesque Arachnoid would also deal damage. So Sub-Zero Atmosphere was a net gain here. So, I just have to get rid of 2 of these projections, and then the game is over on the Dreamer's next turn. So, say Cheese, deal 1 damage. That's not going to do anything, so I'm going to skip that. Guys can deal damage, right? Is it worth flipping my cards? Every other card has been flipped except Fanatic, but Fanatic's is dangerous, and she can't deal damage. Although, I guess she can't deal damage, so what does it even matter? If I can deal any damage to the Dark Hero, Absolute Zero can blow up the Spectre. Yes. Unfortunately, Idealist lost all of her goodies. And neither of these cards help with that. So actually, yeah. So I'm going to have to flip presents. I'm going to have to flip someone's presents. And Fanatic cannot deal damage. So I'm going to flip my own presents. And I get, oh yeah, I'm that guy. Well, I don't know that there's anything exciting, but I'll high five Absolute Zero because you could totally confuse me with Absolute Zero. I can do that too. So if I can deal any damage to the Dark Hero, I'm going to use Absolute Zero's base power because that is enough damage to the Dark Hero. Let me see that. I don't want to see those. I like those. Alright, so I have Horfire, so I don't really need like thermal shockwave shenanigans. So I'm gonna, well, no, I'll just take the cryo chamber. It will, all it basically does is increases self-healing. All right, and then the Macabre Spectre. I mean, we just have to take out the Macabre Spectre and the Dark Hero. And the Dark Hero we can Final Dive, so it doesn't really matter then. So I'll just hit the Dreamer, right? She's at 3. We can do it. No. Oh, right. This is on my deck. Oh, because I didn't... Okay. Hey, that's going after Macabre Spectre. I'm okay with that. I'm so happy we had a Christmas miracle. Focusing Tiara. Is there any purpose to this power? X is the number of cards under this card. Yeah, there's no purpose to this power. This also works. Final Dive, the Dark Hero. I would love to deal damage, but I can't. We do have an Illusory Demon in case an End of Days comes out, so I'm going to use my base power because it's not going to deal me damage, and End of Days is fine, and it's a power use. Holy Nova, I also cannot deal damage. But it's more HP! It's a Christmas miracle! And you know what? Because Fanatic can't do anything terrible other than play 2 End of Days, but even then she could destroy one of them, we're gonna flip Fanatic's presents. Everyone gets presents this year. We will final dive the Shinobi Assassin. Okay, sure. Put that under Guise. Prayer of Desperation, draw 6 cards. Oh, look, Wrathful Retribution. Remember that card? And one of the presents is not an End of Days now, but the other one might be. Sacrosanct Martyr, Brutal Censure, which does nothing, but I draw a card. Okay, well, that was not too exciting, but hey, stuff happened. You know what I want? I want more fire! Heal myself, because it doesn't really matter. Heal myself. Who do I not like more? The Whippicorn. Heal. I'm just going to be super healy here. We're going to absolute 0 to like full HP because we're cool. We're literally cool. And we'll put you at 3. And then I can heal myself. Or I could actually take out the Whippicorn. That's a better Christmas miracle. Ha! Timing! Yes! Shinobi Assassin takes out the Illusory Demon! It's a Christmas miracle! You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Let's destroy the Dreamer. No. Oh, we're targeting the Dreamer. Yeah, let's target the Dreamer. And then I'll just destroy... Oh, yeah, I'm that guy. No. We'll destroy Let Me See That because I don't want to see that. I didn't want to see that. And I get another Horfire. Can we put all the projections underneath at this rate? Mysterious Ceremonies. We have 3 Mysterious Ceremonies, which probably means that we're going to see the thing, the Master of the Temple. Yeah, we're certainly going to get one of those, so Zhulong's coming out. All right, so this is sketch, but we do have targets to destroy. And you know who's an absolute Christmas miracle is Santa, guys. Yes, otherwise we lose. We have 2 of those. Can I destroy both of those? The thing is, we lost the Consecrated Grounds, and we don't have her giant floaty head anymore. And you don't have your retcons either. So there's a whole lot of nope here. Yeah, all of these, yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty scary right now, but we can redirect all of the Zhulong damage from the Dreamer. He's doing a total of 4, and then himself, True Form, deals the target with second highest 3 and 3. So now, do we have any number of things in our deck still? Those are all in your trash, so no to that. You could perhaps draw one, but you have to be able to use a power, which you have limited power uses. I guess Fanatic could use Smite the Transgressor, then base power to let Idealist use Giant Floaty Head, but she has to do things to do that. And if Guise draws a card, then he's going to draw the Shinobi Assassin, which is a net 0. So let's have Idealist draw 3. There's a power use. Now, the problem is, I still don't have giant floaty head. If I do Vivid Thoughts, I could accidentally kill the Dreamer. And the reason is because of, as we saw earlier, Spark of Inspiration. There is a small chance that she plays 3 Sparks of Inspirations. Which would be awful. So I don't think I want to do that. I guess the thing is, do I really care? Because we can redirect all the damage away from the Dreamer. It's going to sacrifice most of the team. Unfortunately. I just have to survive this turn, though, and there's no way that Absolute Zero is dying. He's taking 4 damage from Zhulong. And then he's taking 4 damage from Zhulong. And maybe if something happens, he takes the 3 and 3 directly from Zhulong, but that's a total of, what was that? I already said 4 and then 6 is 10. He has 15, so he's going to survive. I could just play Horfire to heal him up a little more, though. So the first he does on himself. The second doesn't matter as much. We'll hit the Oni because he's not going to be hit by the Zhulong. And then Rites of Revival I can't use, so I can't save anyone else. I can't save anyone else. Now, I could Holy Nova, and Fnatic still can't deal damage, so I could Holy Nova safely. She has flipped, yes. All I have to do is get to Dreamer's turn and we've won because she has enough cards underneath her. Really, this is pedantic because we've won. So here, Guise is going to pass away, but I could hit the Dreamer first. Yes, I could even, well, no, I don't want to hit the Dreamer more. Why would you hit a kid? And people are going to pass away anyway. So, yes, redirect to Santa Guise. Yes, redirect to Santa Guise. And then the rest of this goes through.
Oh, jingle bells. I smell.
Also, fun fact. For that brief period of time, the Shinobi Assassin was in the environment trash. That is probably like the only way that the Shinobi Assassin enters the environment trash is if a hero gets incapacitated and the Shinobi Assassin was in their deck. That's the only way, because Shinobi Assassin, if this card would be drawn, discarded, revealed, or played, it doesn't say if this would be moved to the trash because that hero is incapacitated. Good job, you killed Santa. It was Guise! Santa was Guise all along! It's another Christmas miracle! And you know what? We worked so hard to save the Idealist. We're going to have the Dreamer take one of these blows, because it's like, do you want to hit the 6-year-old or the 14-year-old? The answer is, I don't want to hit either of these. And then Zhulong takes out Fnatic. But hey, we won! It's a Christmas miracle! You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. All right, Merry Christmas, everyone. And I mean, I'm saying Merry Christmas, and it's been a very Christmassy themed Dolphins dive, but I don't want to take away from any other religion or any other beliefs that you have around the winter holidays. If you are a Christmas-themed person, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, then Happy Hanukkah. If you're Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa. If you're a Festivus for the rest of us, that's totally okay. If you don't celebrate any of those things because any winter holiday is just an excuse for capitalism, that's totally fine. I just hope you enjoy whatever time you have off, because almost certainly you'll probably have at least Christmas Day off or your own personal holiday off because of religious observances. But in any case, I hope you have a happy holiday. I will be around next week. I will be continuing to stream because all of those holidays are completely missing Thursdays, and I don't have anything going on because I am on my winter break in between my fall semester and my spring semester, so that I don't have anything to worry about. But I do think that I think Tales from the Archive will happen this week. Sentinels Live is not happening. I'm pretty sure, almost positive, that it's not happening on Christmas Day. On Deck is not happening the next 2 Mondays, so those are definitely canceled, but Dolphins Dive will be here. So to recap, I believe, I think it was the 29th that he said that he wouldn't do it, or the 30th. What is today? 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd? Yeah, 30th. So Tales from the Archive on the 23rd, as always, with another letdown. Sentinels Live, pretty sure not happening on the 25th, but don't quote me on that. And then Dolphins Dive on the 27th, still happening. We're going to do another One Deck Dungeon game, and then we're going to play our last Sentinels game of the year. In fact, it's also the last One Deck Dungeon game of the year, I guess. But we're going to play the last games of the year. And then Tales from the Archive on the 29th, 30th. On the 30th is canceled. And then Sentinels Live on January 1st, that I'm not sure about either. Dolphins Dive on January 3rd will happen. And I totally missed the On Decks, but On Deck on the 23rd and the 30th is not happening. No, 24th and 31st. On Deck on the 24th. There's some schedule here. Just check Twitter to figure out what's going on. But all I know for sure is that there will be a Dolphins Dive next Thursday. There will be a Dolphins Dive 2 Thursdays from now. There will be a Dolphins Dive 3 Thursdays from now. And then I will have to move back to Fridays. Even though I just changed this like 2 months ago or something, I have to go back to Fridays because I forgot entirely that my spring semester I teach Thursday evenings. So I will not be able to do Dolphins Dive Thursday nights. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoy your holiday break. Hope you enjoy whatever time off you have. Hope you enjoy your family and friends or whoever you celebrate the holidays with. If you watch the stream and you have no idea what One Deck Dungeon and or Sentinels of the Multiverse are, you are fine because it's exciting to be new and fresh to a game. Check out Sentinels of the Multiverse. Check out One Deck Dungeon. You can get that through the Handelabra site, handelabra.com. Sentinels, you can get through sentinelsdigital.com. One Deck Dungeon through handelabra.com/One Deck Dungeon Digital. There is a Handelabra Discord. I don't know if there's a command for it. I'm going to try. That is not the command, but I think that we have a custom command. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's not a custom. It's custom URL. Maybe. Join the Discord is the message of the day. And there's also the unofficial Realm of Discord, which is... it's the Realm of Discord server, which is the unofficial Sentinels of the Multiverse server. But the Handelabra server serves for both Sentinels of the Multiverse and One Deck Dungeon and Bottom of the Ninth, as well as Aeon's End as that gets developed. It's the central place to go for all of that sorts of stuff. If you want to follow Handelabra, you can do it through Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. On Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Handelabra Games. On Twitter, it's twitter.com/Handelabra. On Facebook, it's probably facebook.com/Handelabra. On YouTube, just search Handelabra. You can follow me personally, Twitter @LewDolphin21, Twitch and YouTube, it's LewDolphin. Those are the best places to find me. I'm also available on Discord. I'm on both the Handelabra and the Realm of Discord servers. If you go to my personal Twitch channel, you'll see some multiplayer Civilization 5 games. Yesterday I also did a randomizer of Resident Evil, which was fun and exciting. All the doors were locked with random keys, and I was trying to figure out where they were. It was fun. And maybe occasionally, someday soon, I will do some Final Fantasy 13 content, which is what I was first known for. But who knows? But in any case, I hope you have great holidays, and that you too can have a Christmas miracle where we bring the Idealist back to life. All right, go and play some games. Good night, everyone.